Hello, my good friends. Hello, hello, hello. It's Kate here again. I want to do this reactionary video on the Chidinma Ojukwu's case. Um, I was shocked to see something trending on social media about Chidinma Ojukwu, and I was actually surprised. And obviously, it was reiterated that it was done uh, just to mark the International Women's Day. So now, before I start, what is it? What does International Women's Day? What does it signify? So, International Women's Day takes place on the 8th of March of every year. And primarily, what it does is to celebrate the movement for women's rights. The earliest known celebration of women was on the 28th February 1909 in New York City. In New York City, and was called National Women's Day. 2 years later, the first International Women's Day was celebrated in some European countries. So now, what I gather from all of this, obviously we all know, is that International Women's Day is primarily a significant day, 8th of March of every year, which celebrates the movement for women's rights. Right? So just hang in there. Now, the post I saw actually said Chidinma Ojukwu, the alleged killer of Super TV chief executive Michael Ataga, has been crowned as Miss Cell 2022 at a beauty pageant held within Kirikiri Correctional Facility to mark the 2022 International Women's Day. I've had all sorts of reactionary opinion on this mind-boggling topical issue, and obviously the incident that took place between Chidinma Ojukwu and the deceased. I just cannot get my head around. Even I had a lawyer saying that she's still a suspect and that she's presumed to be innocent until found guilty. So as it is, she's not yet found guilty. But all the there are evidential proofs showing that on the day of this incident, there were evidences to show that this lady, Chidinma Ojukwu, was communicating with the deceased. The deceased paid some money into her account with which she went and lodged this service accommodation. She got into the service accommodation before the deceased met up with her as arranged between the two of them. The deceased is the father. He's estranged from his wife. I'm not sure if they were divorced. There were other people coming up to say they weren't divorced, and he actually refused to agree to. Obviously, when the wife actually put it to him that she wanted a divorce, and so he didn't want the divorce. Well, let's just hold it there. The thing is, from all indication, 90% or 95% of the time, adultery is not a crime, especially in a country like Nigeria. So as much as adultery is not a crime, that's we all understand as at now. And this also implies adultery is not a crime, even for those who call themselves Christians and even Muslims. And then obviously there's a justification for Muslims. They will say, okay, they're entitled to 4 wives. The religion allows them to be married to 4 wives. But even the Christian men who their religion is clearly against adultery, as stipulated in Exodus 20:14. They still go ahead to have a series of concubines, and they have multiple partners. So that again is not a sin. But what I don't understand is the right to life. What I don't understand is the way Mr. Ataga was brutally murdered in an environment where he had actually from from obviously what was told, he had actually lodged with this girl for at least within 2 days, because they had already obviously they went out together, went to a restaurant. There were photographs of them where they were seen together in a public place, in a restaurant, and all of that. So now all fingers are not pointing to this same Chidinma. Let's even say, for example, she was even innocent. She didn't know what happened. According to, because she keeps changing her stories. She keeps changing her stories. 1 minute she's saying she was out, and before she came back, she met him in a pool of blood. The next minute she's saying it was based on self-defense. He tried to attack her when she didn't want to have more intimacy with him, and he tried to, so she keeps changing her story. But what really strikes me more, it's that cannot be denied. If you have been in an enclosure with a man who you have had intimacy with, at least within a period of 2 to 3 months from all indication, and then he transferred money into your account to book a serviced accommodation where the two of you are supposed to have whatever nonsense the two of you obviously have been doing in the past, away from the public eye, at least that man should, to an extent, matter to you. He's a human being. He's a human being. Even if it has to do with your dog. If you are in an enclosure in a room and somebody comes in, let's say you went to the shops or you went to get some groceries and you came back, and your dog that you left in your room got killed. You met that dog in its own pool of blood. You will do something about it. You will call the police. You call a family member. You do something. You take action. But no. Despite the fact that we're not talking about your dog, we're talking about a whole man, a full-grown man in his 50s or approaching his 50s, who you spend time with, who you have had intimacy with in the past or even during that same period. You found him in his own pool of blood. You took his bank card. You left him in his pool of blood. You did not call for help. You did not call in the police. You did not call in. There is no way you wouldn't have met 1 or 2 of his friends. You didn't call any of his friends. You didn't call your own friends. You didn't call your family members to say, oh, I'm in trouble. I don't know who killed this man. I don't know. Somebody wants to implicate me. You didn't call nobody. You had your audacity and the effrontery. You took this man's bank card, left him in his pool of blood, went to the cash point to withdraw some money from his account. What was the intention? There's something in criminal law that is called actus reus and mens rea. So actus reus is the action. So now the action of picking up the bank card of a person who you saw in his own pool of blood, that singular action of having the mind, the audacity to pick up his bank card, to open up his wallet or his pocket or wherever it is you found that bank card, picked up the bank card, came out of the room where you left this man in his own pool of blood, walks down to find a cash point. You were not scared. You did not feel nothing. You had no empathy. You didn't feel nothing. You had no conscience. And you went and you withdrew money. Obviously, now what is the mens rea? What was the intention? What was the intention? What was the intention? Now, talking about the definition of obviously the significance of the International Women's Day, it is primarily to celebrate the movement for women's rights. So women's rights, I still don't understand whosoever had the concept of organizing this beauty pageant, obviously to commemorate International Women's Day. in Kirikiri maximum prison or correctional prison, I don't know. I really don't understand what this concept is all about, or what message the originator of this beauty pageant, I don't understand the message they're trying to put across to young women out there. Considering the volatile state of decadence and sexual immorality, that is, and the level of poverty that people are experiencing in Nigeria right now. There are lots and lots of young girls who are out there looking for men like Osifo Ataga, who they will leech onto for survival. Because a lot of people now, they are not trained to love, they are trained to survive. Perhaps because of the poverty rate in Nigeria. There are no jobs, there are no factories, no employment. People, obviously, their parents do everything to send them to school, and they come out of, at the end of the day, they graduate, there are no jobs. Even when they manage to get a job, they face all kinds of, especially for young girls, they face all kinds of sexual harassment and all of that. There's no money to set up a small business. Nothing. They go to the churches take the remaining of what is left of them from what the politicians have taken away from them. So it's like it's a lose-lose situation for people who are poor. So now these young girls are out there looking for men like Osifo, who unfortunately don't understand the times and the tide, to say to themselves, it's time for us to discipline our male organ because the times are rough. The side chicks are not joking. The girls who are employed, they are monsters who have been created by a system that doesn't care about what happens to the poor. So now they are not joking. So now seeing that this Chidinma girl is being kind of applauded, she's being encouraged, they're actually saying that she's got a right. Of course she's got a right. But I wonder, what right does the deceased and his family members that he left behind, I wonder how his rights are being protected. We're talking about a man who lost his life. A man who lost his life. This girl, at the time she met with this man, it was consensual. She wasn't under 18, as I believe she's in her 20s and all of that. So she knew what she was going in for. She knew, when asked whether she could get money from the man, she said yes, but he wasn't giving her as much as she would have expected, but he gives her a lot of money. So she knew that she was using her body, obviously selling her body to get something in return from this man. The question now is, why delete a man? Why delete a family man? This is a father. This man he was a father, an uncle, a brother. He has a mother. Why cause pain to a whole family just because you want to take undue advantage? You want more money or whatever it is. So I really don't understand what's going on with the criminal justice system in Nigeria. I really don't understand the message, the originator of this, the organizer of this beauty pageant. I really don't understand the message they are trying to send out to young girls the age of Chidinma and even older women who engage in illicit affairs with married men. The married men who themselves are not any better because they have refused to control their male organ. Because why I have said so is that even after this Chidinma's incident, there were other men. There were also other Nigerian men who were killed in hotels by their girlfriends. Deleted, the one that happened in Warri almost immediately after this Chidinma's incident. Deleted in Warri by his wife's employee that he took to a secret place to have an affair with her. There are so many others. So what it means that Nigerian men, you can see now how the law is not even in your favor. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what the I'm not sure how the family members of this deceased man, I'm not sure how they will feel seeing this. It's like completely rubbing it in, to be quite honest. There is no remorse, no regret, nothing. This girl is being applauded, being promoted, being put on a platform, on a limelight, like practically turning her into a celebrity under the cover of until found guilty, she remains innocent. I'm not sure how the criminal justice system works in Nigeria. I understand that the criminal justice system in Nigeria cannot be separate in any way from the whole system in Nigeria that we all understand is quite corrupt. And obviously, when money talks, BS happens in Nigeria. I'm not sure who are the people backing this girl. I'm not sure who are the people protecting her. I'm not sure who are the people saying to her she's got a right. I'm not sure what right, because she wasn't harmed. She didn't show that she was molested. She was the one that booked that room. This person sent her money. She booked that room. She knew what she was going in there for. She had it all planned out. She bought she ordered for food. She bought food for herself and this man. She's not underaged. She's not claiming that she was raped forcefully by this man. So I'm not sure what rights we're trying to address here when it comes to the rights of women. It's not like as if this girl was deleted by this man. It's not like as if immediately that thing happened, she was being raped by the man. It's not as if immediately she called the police. So you will see that all the stories is like an afterthought. It's like a story that was priced, like somebody actually is tutoring her. To be quite honest, I'm disappointed. I am actually not disappointed. I beg your pardon. I'm not disappointed, but because this is Nigeria we're talking about here. This is Nigeria we're talking about here. So now this is what when I saw this post, this is what my opinion, the opinion I expressed on a WhatsApp chat group that's obviously I set up. So this is what I said. Ms. Chidinma Ojukwu is being remanded on suspicion of the murder of a married man, Mr. Ataga, who was found in his own pool of blood, stone dead in a serviced apartment after spending time with her. Right? Mr. Ataga was a father, a son, a brother, an uncle, a nephew, a friend to many, and a supposed estranged husband. There is therefore no doubt that every single member of his family have been affected one way or the other by his sudden, gruesome murder. Imagine what happens then if they stumble on this piece of shit. I find this quite offensive. In fact, Nigeria is a place where the criminal justice system stinks. And one is almost tempted to want to advise that people do whatsoever is possible to make sure they protect themselves and their family members, because the law does not protect anyone. A lot of nonsensical stuff happens in that country. Now, the truth is, whosoever brought about this concept must be reminded of how callous and unkind they are. It's a shame. An insult to the memory of a young man or a man in his 50s, a middle-aged man who was murdered in cold blood just because he couldn't discipline his male organ. I hope other promiscuous men learn from these incidents. Because the Oloshos of the 21st century are no longer joking. They are Satan's agents and have come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. May God have mercy on our Nigerian men. May God have mercy on the criminal justice system of Nigeria. May God have mercy on the Nigerian judiciary. A message to Mr. Taga's family. I guess you should do everything to see to it that justice prevails in the case of your son, your father, your uncle, or your friend, Mr. Taga. Because just this thing is taking too long. Because justice delayed is justice denied. Thank you very much. Not guilty until not innocent until found guilty indeed. Justifying evil.